Spartans! What is your profession?
Yes, people, another edition of Knightz of the Round Table Discussions where we discuss all sports all the time. Got my guys, The Truth and Mr. KA with me. How are we doing, people?
So good, man. So good in the game.
What's up, people? Mr. KA in the building.
Making another appearance as he normally does. Before we get into it, people, as usual, like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Get them likes up, get the comments up. We got quite a few comments on the last one. Keep the comments coming.
We appreciate it, man. So keep
we do. We love the interaction. Make sure that you go on our IG. Make sure you go on our Facebook page as well. There is more content always coming all the time. The Prem review / preview show, you know, myself and The Truth, we normally do it, but we got Mr. KA. We found him. He came out his cave to come and accompany us today. First things first.
I got my glasses on and everything, man. I feel like business
probably like Ty's cousin, brother, and all that.
That Thai business, man.
Before we get into the football, we need to address something very serious. You saw The Truth and we got into it a little bit about the racism in football and what can be done to eradicate it. Since then, the government seem, and that's the key word, seem to have started to pull their finger out their asses and trying to do something. They sent an open letter to Facebook and Twitter, basically demanding action against racist abuse online and in football. We've already seen that IG, Instagram have announced new measures, which include removal of accounts and trying to develop new controls to help reduce the abuse that people see. The football authorities have basically said that they want messages and posts to be filtered and blocked before being sent or posted if they contain racist or discriminatory material. Operate robust, transparent, and swift measures to take down abusive material. And they're also asking for the verification process to start to coincide with the government law. Truth, we'll start with you. After, I mean, it looks like I said, it seems like the government is starting to pull their finger out and trying to put serious pressure on these social media companies to try and eradicate what is going on. It's not like we haven't heard it before. We've heard these things before, but the difference is now is that we're starting to see things happen slowly. Do you think, A, the social media companies are really going to do something and they're going to listen? And B, do you believe that this is not just a token letter, but the government and all the football bodies are going to drive this so that this will become something that doesn't happen again in the future?
I would, don't spend too long. We did go into it in depth last week. I do think it's a start, but I like the government getting involved because that shows, a level of seriousness. But the measures the social media company have taken isn't enough for me. As I said straight away, the only way you're going to stop this, this ridiculousness is to have proper measures. Everyone's account needs to have, readily identified. Doing all that filtering stuff is a lot of work. It's really hard to really get down on because people could use like different figures and that kind of stuff. Like you could do it to a certain extent, but you see what Facebook said. They said it's not racist to put monkey stuff up. So monkey emojis up. He said they literally said it's not racist. So how far they're willing to go to to stop that is left to be said. But in terms what I said, get to the crux of the issue. Get those ID. Get people's accounts linked to an ID so they're readily identifiable. Okay. Once that what's it called, being anonymous goes out the window, okay, that's gonna stop because no one wants to be come out. You want your name in the papers, it's gonna come out. You're gonna be fired from your job, from your work. So and it's become such a, I don't know if it's it's just in fashion or what, because you've seen the increased amount of people doing it now. I think people are just doing it for a joke now. They're trying to see, what are they really going to do about it? So let's start hitting people properly. Let's start taking it seriously, not these token gestures, about removing people accounts. So, easy is to make an account. So, let's get serious. Social media let's get serious. The government's shown, they've said they're going to start hitting people in the pockets. Let's hope they keep to that. But the social media company, they need to get more serious as well.
No, 100%. I agree. As we said, I mean, the verification process with the ID thing. Where
I know it's a slippery slope, but
but
it's
for a greater good.
Yeah,
it's for a greater good, and I understand it. And you're 100% right. If the social media companies say, all right, cool, boom, just like the betting companies have, where they're asking you to provide passport or driving license. Obviously, that's to prove that you're over 18, but still, even so, like, take a leaf out of their book. Do that, and once you do that, as you said, these things won't happen. They won't happen because no one wants to get named and shamed. Obviously, you said because they don't want it to come out in the newspaper, get fired from their job and whatnot. But also, the man then will go looking for them. No one wants the man them turning up at their door, bruv.
Exactly.
Bruv, just knocking on the door, bruv, saying, yo, where's my man? He's there chatting all that smoke, bruv. Tell him to come outside, innit, and let's see what's really good. Like the majority of them don't want that, innit? So my whole thing is 100% agree the verification process is the route to go down. But I did say last week, the problem with that is that obviously these people, they're all about money. So they're like, if we're verifying, that means we're going to lose all these dummy accounts and blah, blah, blah. And
it's true.
And it's going to go down. So they'll try and find any which way to skirt around that. But I think it's good to see. Obviously, as I said, we've heard these things before, but it's good to see now open letters been sent and they're actually addressing the social media companies now instead of the whole jargon of, we take it very seriously, we need to get rid of it and blah, 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 kick it out, this campaign, that campaign. Like, them campaigns don't work.
Exactly.
They do not work. So now we're seeing that.
Kick It Out was formed in 1993, you know.
Bro, look, exactly.
And we're still experiencing the same issues, bro.
I don't. When it comes to Kick It Out, I can't. I know certain people in there. I don't want to think too much on it, but to me, Kick It Out is just a token gesture again from the FA. If Kick It Out was serious, they would have put a lot more black people on board level when it comes to FA. Instead of chucking every black person or every minority and Kick It Out. They're like, if you want to see the minorities in the FA Association, let's go to the Kick It Out section. That's where they're all residing. Trust me, everyone else, they're on board level doing finance, doing, laws and stuff. So for me, it's just a token organization, to be honest.
And that's it. That's what I find. A lot of these campaigns are just token gestures to be like, oh yeah, look, we are doing something. Where in reality, wearing t-shirts like
at 8 o'clock.
They use the knee as say, oh, we're keeping the topic relevant. Okay, but what are you actually doing?
Yeah, exactly.
What are you actually doing? You're keeping it relevant and you're keeping the narrative relevant, but that's it. You're not actually doing anything to eradicate what is going on in football.
The next step. Hopefully, what they're trying.
Yeah, as I said, this is hopefully the next step. KA, just as I said, we don't want to spend too long because we did talk about it last week. But KA, just obviously you didn't get a chance to have a say on it. What do you think? What do you think is the best way forward? Do you agree with the verification process? You think that's the best thing, or have you got something else that you believe these social media companies could do to try and stop this from happening in the future?
Yeah, no, I first of all agree with most of what you've said, you guys have said, and what we're seeing, or what the spike in online abuse and what we're seeing is just simply terrible. And I kind of applaud the FA and these government bodies for like trying to sort of get a letter together, trying to actually show that they've acknowledged it and they want to make changes. But as you guys said, it's going to take a lot more. As we've just mentioned, Kick It Out formed in 1993. Their 25th, they just recently had their 25th anniversary, and we're still facing the same issue 25 years like down the line. So there's a lot more to do, but them showing that they want to do something about it is a good thing. But they have to do a lot more. As you guys said, the identification when you sign up for accounts can work, but I think they even need to go a step further and say that and show them as they sign up that we have your IP address and that we know the location of where you are, where you're creating an account from. This is not public, but we've got it in our locker that if you guys mess up, then even with a fake account, we know that this fake account was created at this location, and it's another level of sort of exposure which they could be afraid of, like so including the fines, the verification of putting your ID up, and then the IP address. So that's all things that they can do, which I think that could again begin. This is a wider issue. It's bigger than football. It goes all back to the recent Black Lives Matter conversation and all the systematic just sort of biases and ingrained indoctrination that many races face, whether they're on whatever end they're on, they face. So there's a lot more to do because, as the truth mentioned, like people do it for fun, they do it as a sport, they do it to go viral nowadays. So they do it. They want to be the one to have that joke that's been forwarded through the WhatsApp groups and shared, liked X amount of times. So which we're forgetting that it's human beings on the other end that's seeing this, and like there's no way that, unfortunately, they know that it's always going to get to these players in terms of like they're going to see it somehow. So they know, and then there's no restriction, so they know that just a few minutes to put together a picture, write a tweet, it's gonna hit people where it hurts. But hopefully, just because it's actually happening to like maybe senior levels in the FA now, that is reason why they're acting up, because now these referees are getting abused, which is nothing new, because they were getting it in the terraces and the stands, but now they're getting off online and death threats and stuff. So maybe because their senior figures are getting the abuse and maybe of a particular race, because we could legitimately say that, and because black players have been talking about it for ages, not the first time. How many times have Sterling mentioned it? How many times have we seen in European football where players have walked off the pitch because of the abuse that they're getting? So what's different now that the FA is speaking up? Like we saw in Europe when the Chelsea fan got pushed off the train and abused. That's an English club getting treated that way in Europe, but they didn't really do much about it. So hopefully they're taking the right step in the right direction. These things are incremental, one step at a time. They can't change everything in one go, and it's going to be a generation thing, unfortunately. So we might not even see it being kicked out in our lifetime because our forefathers didn't see it, and we're still going through it. So
exactly.
And they fought in their own ways to kind of like be treated equally and be treated as human beings, like, whether I'm playing in a public sport or not. So I hope, I'm always a half glass full person, so I hope that a step in the right direction is a positive thing. But I don't know. At the same time, I have my reservations. I do take a leaf out of Esther TJ's book, and I can be a pessimist at times and a realism and a realist when it comes to these things. So everything with a pinch of salt, man. So I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful.
Listen, all we can do is go based off what's been said and hope that they follow through with this and actually drive the narrative to try and stop this from happening, because it's not on. It's not on. It's boring now. It's boring now, and we understand that. Listen, as people of color, we're always one step behind. And we have to work twice or three times as hard. We get it, but the fact that now it's going on social media and you can't even find the people that are saying it to you and saying these things. It's a completely different thing. And obviously, when you get it, when we get it as individuals, we're not famous. We're not on that level. So it's just said to your face, and you're just like, all right, cool. But this thing is going to people worldwide. So it's the shame, it's the embarrassment that these players are going through, as well as the nonsense that these people are saying to them, which is completely despicable, and it's not on, and it shouldn't be going on in 2021. I mean, they say slavery was abolished ages ago, but obviously we're not going to get into that. It's a completely different subject. But people, we'll see what the government does and the governing bodies do, and we'll see if we can try and get this train rolling. So if it's not our generation, as Mr. K said, maybe the next one may be able to benefit from the work that is going on now. Mr. K, I was wanting to pick up on something that you said, because we are going to move on and talk about referees. And I agree with what you said in terms of, is it because a senior figure referee who is behind me, my guy Mike Dean, is it because he's now
been your guy, yeah?
my guy, bro. Listen,
for all
is
the
it because
hateful comments in down below, man. But keep it respectful.
Is it now because he's been abused that now all of a sudden the train started rolling? We know what we're talking about, and people will know what we're talking about. But obviously, he's been in the headlines for the wrong reasons, being abused, death threats from people about the two.
It wasn't me. As much as I wanted to, it wasn't me.
The two, I wouldn't call the first one a mistake. And I will say why. But definitely the one, and that was the United Southampton game. But the second one against West Ham is the more damning one for me.
That was ridiculous.
And obviously, he's now asked to not referee this weekend in the Premier League. Truth, we did touch on the standard of refereeing in this country. Mike Dean. Now, before the Truth answer this, I just want to say something about Mike Dean. Why he's my guy. Yeah? You know what it is for me.
I'm on your side. I kind of like him. He's like,
listen,
before TJ goes on why Mike Dean is guy, let's preface it by saying Mike Dean underneath that shirt bleeds red and black. You know, he bleeds red devil colours. I'm just saying that. I know he's. I thought he was a Fleet. Wasn't he Fleetwood? Was it Fleetwood?
No, it's Tranmere.
Is it Tranmere?
Yeah.
Close enough.
He's one of the last remaining Alex Ferguson minions, bro.
I know he is.
Listen,
he bleeds red and black. But go on, TJ.
Listen, the reason why Mike Dean's my black's got nothing to do with United. Yeah. You know
when they say they've retired and they're not longer like five, but they're like running the espionage in the background, bro. They've got their soldiers out there. Bro.
This guy, bro. Listen, the reason why Mike Dean is my guy is listen, as referees, you're supposed to be, obviously, no one wants to talk about referees. And as a referee, you don't want no one talking about you. Because when you don't talk about a referee, it means he's done a good job. Because no player, no manager is going to come out and say, oh, the referee did a good job. So the best thing we can hope for as referees is that no one's talking about us at all. No one talking about us means we've done a good job, right? I hate boring referees. I hate the lack of personality. It infuriates me. And I know it's not about them. But you see Mike Dean, he just expresses himself. I love the swag that he has, bruv, and he doesn't take no nonsense from nobody. And it's a case of, I'm doing this, and what are you going to do? And he's not intimidated by players, and that's the main thing for me. He shows no intimidation from the players. You know, there's certain referees that players can intimidate and get in their heads. He's not one of them, and that's why Mike Dean is my guy, bro, because I'm just like, bruv. He's got that flair, bruv. You see the way he does the yellow card. And the way, especially when he gets an advantage, right, bruv? That arm is out for the whole time.
I know.
I can't remember what team it was. He did it for the other day, bruv.
It was the one clip that I remember seeing was the Tottenham versus West Ham one.
Oh,
had his arm all the way,
way.
like he was celebrating a goal, fam.
Bro, listen, when we get an advantage and the team scores, yeah, it's like a goal for us, bro. Because it's just like, yeah, I made the right, I created that. Yeah, because I make players know all the time. You know, I'll be like, what? Can't get a congratulations for the advantage, no? And I let them know, bro. But and that's what it is for me. Like he's one of the very few referees that shows a bit of his personality on the football field, and he gets slated for it. But I actually like it, and I'm glad that he's embraced it, because it's a thing where you don't really know much about referees, nothing at all. And cool, fair enough, they're in the shadows, but just having that and saying, all right, cool, yeah, he can have a joke and a laugh. Like, it's brilliant, but it doesn't excuse, obviously. With that comes, you have to perform. You have to perform with that. And that's more of the reason why he's getting slated so much on social media, because he expresses his personality. And Truth, just give me your take on the situation at West Ham and what you thought of what actually happened. I know we discussed this in the group chat, but just give them a little insight into what you was thinking when you saw it.
Look, my personal thing, I knew how hard the job of refereeing is. I appreciate the job. I respect the job. You know, it's something that I want to, go into in my career. Sooner rather than later, just to get the experience how to referee in games, so I could put myself in their shoes. And I respect it. One of my favorite footballing personalities is, Colina. Don Colina.
Do you know what?
Don Colina, bro.
I thought you were gonna say Uriah, innit, bro? How can you not say the legend?
The guy reminded me of that guy reminded me of a sellout, but let me not go.
Oh, man said Angel Harriet, bro.
Hey, man's dropping names, flipping. But so Colina is one of my favorite footballing personalities, because what I loved about him was that he got respect and he gave respect. There was two ways.
Bro, you had to respect Colina, bro, because he'll punch you up if you didn't.
Yeah, he was a serious guy, and I loved that straightforwardness about him. And what he used to do as well, when I used to analyze his refereeing, he would always, more or less 90% of the time, he was making the right decision, because I believe he put himself in that situation. People say he was lenient. I don't think he was lenient. He knows football. I have a feeling more and more now that these referees, especially in the Premier League, they don't know football, or they don't know the game right now. They're not thinking about what is going on. I think they're too much in their own heads. And for me, that's what took place against West Ham. I know his partner in crime, and no one's talking about him because he's as guilty as most. Is it Lee Mason?
Lee Mason.
Yeah, he's as guilty as them all. I don't know why he's getting away with it, because he's the one that's telling. I know. And yeah, this is another issue. Those guys upstairs in the VAR, they have free reign to do whatever. No blowback. Poor Mike Deans is getting the death threats. Maybe people should be looking at Lee Mason. And this is what happened.
Sorry to cut you off. Especially for that second one, because Mike Dean didn't see it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, this is I think the issue with VAR is because there's a psychological element to it. When you're a referee and you know that VAR is there to help you see the stuff you've missed, as you just said, TJ.
Yeah.
As a normal human being, think about it. If someone says, go and look at the monitor and review what you feel you've seen with your own eyes, or you may have not entirely seen, you've seen partially, but you've seen enough to make a decision. If you're being told, in your mind, you're automatically going to think, okay, I may have missed something. I'm now going to look for what I've missed. And then you might fictitiously make something up because I feel that's going on as well. I feel your friend in the box that's seeing everything.
I feel
angles, all of that.
I feel that's a little bit what's going on as well. Referees are starting to second guess themselves
This is it.
over
It's the problem
decisions.
with VAR. I think the underline that no one really talks enough about. I've heard it being
One
mentioned, but
one thing that I think that and TJ confirmed. Well, I don't know if you've ever seen this, but this is one thing that's come out from VAR, and I've actually had a discussion with someone in the referee association when I was at Wembley.
referee friend.
Oh, friend! Oh, new friend! Oh, friend! Please be my friend! Oh, friend!
I had someone had a discussion with someone, and he said it's very important when you are looking at a screen and it's slowed down to every fraction.
That's it.
Everything looks 10 times worse.
It does.
Yeah, and this is it as well. It's part of it as well.
It looks 10 times worse, and it comes down to that. And I don't know if referees are really taking that into consideration. Maybe instead of looking at a slowed down shot,
maybe in real time, isn't it? Maybe.
yeah, either real time or see in the head in real time.
I don't understand why it's not in real time. That's what doesn't make sense to me. Like, I don't mind the whole slow motion thing just to see because certain times you can watch it in real time.
Yeah.
And for example, you might just see a foul and it's a yellow card. But then when you slow it down, you actually see that, oh no, he didn't catch him with a foot. He's caught him halfway up his leg. That's when I think slow.
David one, yeah.
That's when I believe that, oh yeah, slow-mo is good, because I was like, oh my days, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But why they don't do both? Why can't, because there's not just one of them in there, there's three of them in at Stockley.
Exactly.
So why are the main referees watching it in real time? The other ones can watch it in slow-mo and be like, all right, well, cool, do you know what I mean? So why they don't watch it in real time, I can't answer that question, unfortunately, people. I'm not that high up. I'm not that high up to answer that question.
So a quick question, whilst they're watching on the monitor, are they still in communication with Stockley?
Yeah. So they'll be talking.
So why aren't they talking through, like, okay, now that I'm seeing what I supposedly missed, why are you not, you've got another referee who understands the job. Why are you not talking through the decision?
They do discuss it. They do discuss it. They are constantly in communication and discussing it.
This takes me to the... Yeah, no. So this takes me to the West Ham thing and what KA mentioned. The communication between Lee Mason and Mike Dean was his fists were clenched. So
Is that official?
Huh?
Is that official?
No, he said to check for his clenched fist, not the fact of contact. Because contact could be anything.
It then puts you
exactly.
That
but you know,
fist is ready to fight. Like what?
No, but the thing, me and TJ both know. So in terms of ruling, they look for a clenched fist in terms of intent, because you normally clench your fist if you're going to do a quick jerking motion. But in this situation, even someone as, you know, low down and incompetent as flipping Jamie Redknapp could easily spot. Yeah, I'm gonna call it.
But just a fob off. It was a fob off.
Yeah, you could easily tell. It was such a dumb thing for someone like... And Lee Mason should be getting it. I'm sorry, Lee Mason, I'm doing it right now. Lee Mason, yeah, you should be the one. I'm not saying that I'm not saying death threat should have been, you know, should have been allowed. But if anyone should have got it, it should have been Lee Mason.
The truth is becoming a new tooth, bruv.
Nah, but it should have been. Why is he getting off scot-free when he was the one that's been such a stupid, you know, it's ridiculous. Like, say to Mike Dean, oh, go and check just to make sure, you know, that there wasn't anything involved. But then when you see if his fists were clenched, Mike Dean's probably looking like...
The language is so important.
Yeah, it is.
They need to be training around the language and the communication that they use.
You know what?
This isn't official, people, by the way. So don't be trying to go and quote us and say this is what this is official. This is what they said on Sky Sports. On Sky Sports, hear what they say. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. You know what, Mike Dean? I'm gonna come out and say I apologize. You know, on behalf of people, Lee Mason should be. I'm sorry, I ripped you, Mike Dean. Yeah. Now that we discussed it, I think Lee Mason should be the one. That should be getting the abuse.
No, maybe not getting death threats, but maybe the one in hot water. It doesn't need to be death threats.
Okay. Let's discuss this now. And this is my thing now. No one should be getting death threats. At the end of the day, it is a sport. Let's not be.
If they took it from us, everyone would be at home complaining.
Exactly. Let's not get over the top. Death threats and that kind of stuff, threatening his family. For me, that is not on. But what I would say is that the standard of refereeing has got to such a level now in the Premier League where something needs to be done. And I was concerned when this week it's just been all about the death threats and not the standard of refereeing. I think it's cause and effect. Why is this happening? Why are the referees getting these threats? As I said, we discussed it, TJ, rugby officials, whether they get decisions right or wrong, they got that respect because there is a clear line of communication between the referees and the players, referees and fans. You can hear what they're saying, and there needs to be that accountability. And, just let us know what you're thinking. I guarantee you, if Mike Dean came out later that day and explained why he gave the red card, it wouldn't have been thinged that badly. It would have been, yeah, you got it wrong, but at least he came out and explained and said, well, go on. But when you get wrong decisions and the referees are just fobbing it off as, yeah, whatever, it feels like they're abusing their thingy. Because at the end of the day, let's say the FA weren't as, didn't see it as thoroughly as fans did and said, you know what, Suchek, you're banned for 3 games. That's 3 games you're being banned for. Your main player, one of your main players being banned for 3 games. We're talking about points here. In points, we're talking about race for Champions League spots. It's money on the line and stuff. It's got to that level. So I think there needs to be that line of communication now, that line of accountability with referees.
Listen, I get it completely, and you're 100% right. I think there would be more respect shown if referees will come out and say X, Y, and Z. Why they don't, we've speculated. I want to keep my refereeing job, so I'm not going to say why. But
do you know what? I think they need to be careful. If they're going to do that, I think they need to be careful how they do it. Because in my head, when you said that, I just pictured Mike Dean doing a post-match interview on Sky Sports. I just thought, nah, you're going to make the referees like a bigger celebrity than some of these footballers. So I thought you can't do that. So, but maybe if they can just issue a statement, like, or
any which way. Listen, at the end of the day, as fans, what you want is transparency and accountability. So it's like, you know what, I hold my hands up, I'm wrong, but this is why I made that decision. Now, on the football field, you'll have to explain. You don't have to, but you will explain. All right, cool. This is what I've seen, and blah blah blah. After the game, if someone comes and asks you, you tend to say X, Y, and Z. I think at that level, though, because so many people get interviewed after the game, the referees don't say anything. So it's like, well, I spoke to the referee, and this is what was said. So you don't say anything because either one or two things happen. One, they'll come out and they'll say something, and you'll look bad, or two, they'll probably get misquoted. Because, but that's why referees don't say anything. They say, "All right, cool, it is what it is, or whatever. Sort it out whenever." Do you know what I mean? Like they'll deal with whoever they will have to deal with, and then you move on. I 100% agree with you, though. It's getting to that point in which referees are becoming public enemy number one. And that's what you don't want. As I said, referees are like just go in the background. If you're a referee and you got in the background, you've had a great game. If no one's talking about you, what you don't want it to become is a circus where every week you're questioning a referee for different decisions. And don't get me wrong, I think one of the big difference, obviously the big difference in rugby is that communication, everyone can hear you. But also, I think rugby players are a lot more respectful to referees than what footballers are. And I think even if you mic footballers up, mic the referees up, they're still going to get that level of disrespect because of all that's come before it. I experience it. Footballers hate referees, and I won't say what referees think of footballers because, but trust me, we know which footballers are good and which footballers are absolutely rubbish.
But do you think footballers actually do that if the referee's mic'd up? Don't you think they'll have a little bit of pause before they initially because they'll forget, they'll forget and be like, oh, do you know what I mean? Because in rugby, you barely ever hear them swear, bruv. How many do you think these footballers are going to stop swearing?
just because the referee's like mic'd up. No chance. Unless it's affecting their money, they're not gonna stop doing it.
Unless you find them, then
yeah. So, but I think initially they won't, but then as time goes on, they'll become a lot more mindful because it's like, all right, cool. Well, I'm supposed to be setting an example for the kids and whatnot. I can't be seen to be saying what I would say on a football pitch now. Yeah. But we'll just have to see what happens. Me personally, that whole miking up thing's not going to come anytime soon. I can tell you that from now. That's one thing I can say. But in terms of accountability, it has to happen because, as we said, the standard of refereeing isn't great. And it needs to be improved a lot. And as I said, in terms of the Premier League referees, there's only a small pool that can be chosen from them. And so to try and demote them for club marks or whatever is going to be difficult because the ones coming up aren't good enough. Do you know what I mean? As the higher you go up, the smaller the pool gets. So something has to be done. The FA has to look at it and look at other models from other European nations and see what they're doing. But we'll just have to wait and see what happens. That's all we can do. Hopefully we're not talking about the referees this week. My guy Mike Dean's taking a well-deserved break from refereeing this weekend, but we shall see what happens. TJ, we're going to move on. Sorry, Miss K.
TJ, you need to speak to some of your contacts and tap up some of these ex-referees and bring them out of retirement. As I mentioned, Uriah Rennie and Howard Williams, another one. Bring these guys out of retirement, man. The league needs them.
Don't worry, I'll be refereeing soon, down the middle. I'll be fair as possible.
This guy will be sending up every Man United player.
I know. You will never get a Man United game. You will never get a
I can't. Game. It's crazy though. It's mad though. Like if I was to become a referee, I would not.
Won't be able to referee.
I won't go past the championship. It's impossible. I will because
we know why. There's two reasons why. We know the first.
Exactly. As you know, as an Arsenal fan, you know, already everyone's going to be a conflict of interest. But you know, when's the last time you saw a Uriah Rennie?
Exactly. Exactly. That's the other reason.
That's the only name I know. Uriah Rennie.
Trust me, I think that is the only one. I think
that is the only one, bro, because he was the only one.
That's the only one. I don't know anyone who was even close to Premiership.
That's it.
Even in Europe, I can't even think of any.
It's crazy, and as we say, as much as a lot of people come out and say, well, maybe you're just not good enough. Sorry, mate, there are underlying reasons as to why it doesn't happen. But we are going to move on and actually talk about football games. It's been we're going to start off with that massive game on the weekend, the demolition of Liverpool. 4-1 Man City. Absolute madness. Mr. KA, I'm going to start off with you first. In terms of Man City, just to give you a little background, last time City dropped points was the 15th of December. It was the 1-1 draw against West Brom when just before Slaven Bilic got sacked. The last time City lost in all competitions was the 21st of November, that 2-0 loss to Spurs. They're unbeaten in 22 games in all competitions, 14 in the league. They're on a 10-game win streak in the league. Is it a point now where we just need to... Actually, before I say that, in terms of the game, what did you think of the game, first of all, before I say what I was going to say? What did you think of the game and how it went?
I thought it was a good game from City's standpoint. I feel like they controlled the game. Liverpool didn't really have much chances, and their best chance was that penalty, which it was people could have said that it was just a lapse of concentration from Diaz, a bit of a mistake. But I think City showed that they're in good form. Liverpool proved that they're in bad form, and it kind of went to script. And I wasn't surprised by the scoreline. It could have been more. Liverpool actually got away with a few chances. It could have turned into a real embarrassing scoreline, especially for defending champions. But I think City played well. My guy Foden put in a good performance. I love that. Got a goal, nice goal. And I think City, they've just shown their dominance and they've got games in hand. So it's hard to see them losing, even if they do lose, losing too many because the position that they're in, they're 5 points ahead of Man United with
Game in hand.
With a game in hand. And they've still got KDB to come back.
Aguero as well.
They've got Aguero to come back whenever he does. So it's hard to bet against it. But I don't think it's a foregone conclusion. Everyone says, "Oh, now that Man City have beaten Liverpool, it's over, and City have won the title."
You don't think it's over?
No, it's only 5. Well, I'm talking about game in hand and things like that. But
I know
it's only 5 points.
I know in terms of games, there's still points to be made, but realistically, it's over. Realistically, it's over.
I don't know. I don't want to give it to them. It's still there's still a chance in it. We've still got how many games have we played?
So 20. City played 22 games. I think 22 games this season.
Yeah. So we've still got a lot.
16 games. 16 games left.
Yes, there's still a lot of games, a lot of points to be won. So I don't think it's over. We've seen it in the past where Man City done it to Man United, where they came back and won on the last day on that famous with that famous Aguero goal. So it can happen. I'm not saying Man United are going to do it, but we've seen stranger things happen. We've seen Leicester win the Premiership, even though they were a good team. No disrespect to Leicester, we've seen teams on countless occasions just throw away opportunities. So it just takes one team to shore things up and put together a run. Like Liverpool are still not out of it.
Yeah, I mean they're 10 points behind.
They're out of it.
I wouldn't count them out of it. I said to my missus.
10 points.
I said to my missus after the game, I was like, the only team that can catch City now is Leicester. Me personally, the only team that catch City now is Leicester. That's it.
No, but I think City can lose to some of the big teams. Like they've got Tottenham next game.
Yeah,
they lost 2-0 to Tottenham on the last occasion. Harry Kane's back now. All of a sudden, Tottenham feel like they're world beaters again.
After Everton?
No, but they didn't have their full strength side from the start.
Yes. They're only missing. I think only Harry Kane was missing. That you called their full strength.
And he hasn't been.
Aurier was missing as well.
He hasn't been playing.
Aurier.
Look. Tottenham is literally just Harry Kane and Son. So literally,
only Harry Kane was
missing.
For this point.
Only Harry Kane was missing, and he came on in the 50-something minute. So they were only missing Harry Kane. Everyone else you can mix and match because no one else there you say is nailed on. Aurier is just as good as Doherty. I know expression has been cussing Doherty. I know expression has been cussing Doherty. Wait, hold on. You're telling me Aurier, just because he's good going forward, you guys are forgetting that they've been losing with Aurier in the team.
Listen,
it doesn't make no difference.
It's not my team, innit? I don't care. But sorry, just to circle back to obviously City, Mr. KA. You said it's not over. Talk about your boy Foden. I mean, a fantastic performance in that game. People saying it's a coming of age performance. Does that performance solidify why he needs to now be a regular starter in this Manchester City team?
Do you know what? With Foden, I feel sorry for him. I feel bad for him because no matter how well he plays, and no matter whatever statement he makes, it's out of his hands. It's all down to Pep, and I don't know what it is that he has some sort of aversion to playing for Foden for 3 games in a row to actually see what he can do because he can make the team his own. Like how KDB's out and now Gundogan has stepped up. Even though he was doing it whilst KDB's there, but now he's kind of like stepped into the limelight to be the man. Mahrez does it on a few occasions where he goes on his purple patch. Sterling does it on a few occasions. Foden can do the same, but Pep just needs to give him a run of games. And then we will see that he's got the talent to, which I believe, as many have said, to replace Silva and do that job. But he's just not getting a chance to do it. Because when Silva and KDB was playing, KDB had that assurance that he's got a stable guy who's experienced and to help him marshal the midfield. And Foden can do that. And then if he does, I think you will see him in the England squad.
Oh, 100% he's going to be in the England squad. I mean,
and when I say England, I mean even like in the 11.
Nah, not with Gareth Southgate, bruv. You know he likes his workhorses in midfield, bruv. You're going to see a midfielder, Dyer, Henderson, and Harry Winks, bruv. The deadest midfield, bruv. There's like 3 donkeys in the midfield, bruv. I keep told everyone from day, bruv. England ain't winning nothing with Gareth Southgate as manager, bruv.
Nah, he needs to be in. He can, because England don't have left footers that play like him.
Exactly, bruv. But if Jack can't get in the team, how you expect Foden to get in the team?
What, Jack Wilshere?
Jack
Grealish,
No, I thought you were using him as an example, for when he was playing.
Nah.
I said Jack Wilshere, you know.
I said Wilshere, you know.
I thought you were just about him, like England left footer. That's what I thought you meant.
No, I'm talking about Grealish,
in
bro.
their prime. Oh,
Nah, it's mad. Truth. Do you think you know it's over, innit?
Yeah.
You just said it's over. Like you believe it.
Yeah,
bro,
no, TJ knows it. Well.
Bro, it's over, bro. I told you the only people that can catch him is Leicester.
Look, it is over. But as KA said, strange things have happened in terms, City could get injured. It doesn't even look like injuries can stop them. But the reason why I don't think it's over yet because I want to see what the effect Europe has and the amount of games has on all the squads. And that's gonna come next month. So in March,
next week,
I know it starts next week, but then when everything comes together, I want to see in March how all the teams are coping with all the extra games and the hectic schedule. Then you could be sure that if it's still around the same points difference, that's going to be over. I will say, right now for me, no team is looking as solid as City. Defensively, offensively, they're solid all over, and they've done it before. So,
I wouldn't say offensively. I wouldn't say offensively. Like,
why not? They just scored 4 against Liverpool.
Bro, they're banging goals.
They are scoring goals, but their defense is, I think, their their base and their foundation. Like once they know that a teammate's scoring against them, they also know that they've got the additional talent up front.
Yeah, I know they built from that. Remember when they had those run of like 1-0s, 2-0s, that was all building that foundation of the defense, and now their offense is benefiting from it, even without probably the best player in the Premier League, which I find shocking that it doesn't look like KDB's miss. And this is why I think it's over, because when you think that Aguero and KDB have still yet to come into that City side, and they're 5 points clear with a game in hand, for me, that's over.
But is Aguero even coming back to this? I feel like they've been talking about him all season.
The Rona's got him hard, bruv. The Rona's got him hard.
Well, St. Maxi kind of thing.
I always trying to send for St. Maxi. St. Maxi single-handedly got Liverpool their win over Newcastle. Their win over the weekend, bruv. Single-handedly, bruv.
Mate, that was Joe Willock, man. Shut up, man.
Allow it, fam. Yo, why are you disrespecting these creative players for, man? You're part of the problem, man.
Respectfully.
I'm telling you. Truth, you mentioned about obviously Europe coming back. I mean, realistically, by the time Europe comes back, this could be over. Everyone said February is the month. That City, if they don't drop points in February, it's over for everybody. I mean, they've just dealt with Liverpool. They've got Spurs at home next. Then they've got Everton away. And then they've got Arsenal away. If they get through February, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over. Champions League or not, it's done.
Yeah.
Like, pretty much.
After that, they've got West Ham and then Man United. I think it's from that Man United game.
They got West Ham at home, though, innit?
Yeah, and then Man United at home as well.
Exactly. So those 3 games, then it's over because the other 2 games are stick-on wins. So yeah, after those 3 games, if they get through it, I mean, if they get 9 points or even 7,
yeah,
it's a conclusion. There's no one else that's going to stop them after that. All right, maybe when they got to play Leicester again, maybe, but that's about it. That's about it.
Yeah, because they're running to the end of the season.
You forget Leicester have Europe as well, so yeah, I think
it's mad. Just a final point from the both of you, to wrap on the City before we move on to Liverpool. If Pep wins this, is this the greatest achievement for him in terms of winning a domestic trophy, not a Champions League, but a domestic trophy?
No,
considering, you think it's better than winning the Champions League?
It's great. This would be Pep's biggest achievement that he's ever done.
Because he was
ever done.
The truth, I'll explain.
Because Pep. So the thing about Pep, everyone's always said that first of all, he can't build a new team. He can't create a team. All the team that he's got has been given to him. He can't create a new team. And this was the first time in his career where he's been questioned thoroughly. People start to call him Fraudiola. That came out. Everyone all over. After that Leicester game, he was called a fraud. Boom, he was gonna go whatever. This was supposed to be his last season. For him to do with that City team what he did, and I applaud it. I respect it, because to turn that around, and he done it in the right way. He built up from defense. He said, "You know what? We're not going to concede no more goals." Boom, shot. They haven't. I can't remember the last time they conceded a goal.
It wasn't the Liverpool game, but
yeah, before the Liverpool game, I can't remember the last time they conceded in the league. Probably the West Brom game.
Yeah, I think it was the West Brom game.
Yeah, literally can't remember the last time they conceded. So they built from defense, and they attack now without a striker. Well, without a recognized proper striker. I know Jesus is in and out, but even Jesus is not, a thoroughbred number 9. Without a proper striker, they've been doing it. They have just been doing it in the hardest league in the world right now, because you have not really a top 4 anymore, not a top 6. You got like a top 8.
Top 8, yeah.
Yeah, like top 8. Teams are just coming at you. For him to win the league this season, for me, is his greatest achievement. Better than his Champions League wins, because he won there with a great Barcelona side. For me, coming from adversity to winning a league, that is what makes a manager. And it's, I think he's going to go from strength to strength having this under his belt.
Hey, I agree completely. I mean, he was being written off. People were saying he's going to go and retire at Juventus. When he signed a new contract, some City fans were like, "No, we don't want him anymore."
I know, exactly.
It was mad. Don't get me wrong. I'm not Pep's biggest fan. I love the football that he plays. My issue with Pep is the whole tinkering with players and playing players out position and stuff. That's what I can't.
Roulette that he plays, man.
Yeah. I'm not for it. But in terms of all the adversity, it's probably the most adversity he's ever had in his career so far. And to come back from that and to go on this run without your 2 best players, KDB had in spells, because remember, even before this injury that KDB had, he got injured before it.
Yeah, he got injured before it.
Aguero basically hasn't played, probably City's greatest striker of all time. To go and look like you're going to win the league, it's crazy. And credit to him, it will be his greatest achievement. And if he could, I don't think they will, but because I think Europe be a step too far with this squad. But if he could go and do the Champions League as well, bruv, you're talking about GOAT status with that team. And but the current climate that we're in, as you said, anything can happen. So
can I just say something? Yeah, Aguero, he has got competition for the greatest striker. Please don't say you're not giving any respect to my man Benjani. Yeah. And also my man Paolo Wanchop, bro. The goat Paolo Wanchop.
This guy, bro. This guy's just trolling, bro.
I literally just holding my breath waiting for
the legendary. One of we do that celebration.
Benjani,
I fully thought man was gonna say the big 4-5, bro. I thought he was gonna say Balotelli, bro.
Nah, bro, man. He's Balotelli, Dzeko, all top 10, but
There's a guy. Honestly.
And the goal himself, Paolo, one shot, bro. Nah, don't talk that. Before the money, bro. He was there banging in goals, bro.
Before the money. Honestly. People tell us, like, see you say if you agree with Mr. K in it.
Tell me down below if you remember Paolo, one shot, and Benjani, bro.
Let him know.
Legends.
We are going to move on to Liverpool.
Move on, man. I can go on all day about these guys, man.
Liverpool. Defending champions, horrible performance at home to City. They were in it until Alisson made those. Oh, Jesus, I mean, he's supposed to be the best goalkeeper in the world, and those mistakes that he made ultimately cost Liverpool the game. Truth, they've lost their last 3 home games in a row. Since the 7-0 against Palace, they've 9 games. They've drawn 3, won 3, and lost 3. All the 3 that they've won have been away from home. All 3 losses have been at home. Kicked out of the FA Cup. What is going on?
We know injuries have played a part. I think injuries have played a huge part, especially Van Dijk, because we all now know how important Van Dijk is to that team. But I can't just blame it all on the injuries. You need to have some fight in your team. And for me, the bigger issue than Van Dijk being injured is the inferiority complex Klopp has with his team. You know, when it comes to winning a title, being underdogs, battling, that's Klopp's forte. But when it comes to standing up and being counted, telling yourself, we are the champions, we're going to defend this trophy, we're going to do this, you can tell he just doesn't have that in him. He had the same issue with Dortmund. After he won the title, they just couldn't get back to the same height. It got progressively worse and worse. And we see it now. His players have that. They want to be underdogs. It doesn't work in this Premier League, boy. You need to have that correct mentality of champions to defend a trophy. I mean, we never did it, and we had much better players than this Liverpool team in terms of mentality, and we couldn't do it. I mean, it's only been done 3-4 times in the Premier League era.
Yeah, us, Chelsea, and City.
I don't want to hear about
that,
man.
Alex Ferguson never ever hid the fact that he wanted to retain the trophy, or the fact that his team are champions. Mourinho never hid that fact. Pep never hid that fact. They always went to the next season saying, yeah, we're champions. All the talk coming from Liverpool in the off season was like, yeah, we're happy to be champions. That's it. We're happy to be champions. I remember at the start, people asking him, are you going to attack the trophy? And at the start, Klopp was trying to G himself up. Yeah, you know what? We're not going to defend. We're going to try to attack the trophy. Attack what trophy? You're defending it. You are defending it. You won it. What are you talking about? Defend your trophy. That's how they
played.
I know. That's how they play. Backs against the wall, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and just
trust me, class is permanent. These kind of stuff is always going to happen. Next season is going to be important for Liverpool. This one, consider a write-off. If they don't get top 4, then boy, I can't imagine that happening. But if they don't get top 4,
it will happen.
There's a danger. They're not playing well. They're 4th at the moment. To show with Chelsea, a little bit of resurgence. You never know. It's a tight table. Everyone else apart from the champions elect, it's a tight table. So who knows?
We'll have to see. I mean, they're. You mentioned Van Dijk and that back 4 not having Van Dijk, bro. They were getting raped different. Like, oh my Lord, Trent Alexander, bro. I keep telling people
I don't know what's
about
happened to
this.
this guy, bro.
Can we talk about it? And you know, fans, you're
I don't
gonna
know
hear
what's
it here
happened to this
first.
guy, bro.
We're calling him out. Trent Alexander-Arnold is a below average footballer.
He's a footballer. And
He's
I
a
don't know,
fraud. He's a
He
fraud,
he
bro.
had that one season of like gaslighting everyone, and then
Bruv, he's a fraud, bro. I told everyone when people were talking about this guy, I said he is a B-Tech, right? David Beckham. But he's not even David Beckham because he's playing right back, bruv. I said the truth has said it, I've said it. I like my defenders to be able to defend first. Bro, This guy couldn't defend his gal, bruv. I'm telling you right now.
And you know
Any man that wants to take his gal, bruv, it's light work.
You know what the crazy thing is?
He's not helping, bro.
The crazy thing is, the wingback position has become so important in today's football. So it should be perfect for him. But
he can't defend. He can't defend.
Without Van Dijk coaching him through the game, he doesn't know what to do. And the other thing is, and I was watching something.
Henderson is not in the midfield.
Henderson's not in the middle. And you know, I thought Henderson used to drop out to the right, because he thought he was De Bruyne, bruv, and he's not that, bruv. He's shit. Tell everyone he's a donkey. But it was actually to help Trent, bruv.
Yeah,
of course.
He was covering for Trent.
Yeah,
this is how bad. And everyone says, "Oh yeah, but he's young. He'll learn." Bro, you learn the fundamentals of defending when you're coming up through the youth system, bro. Mm-hmm. If you can't defend at this level, you're never going to be able to. And Jurgen Klopp's system and the way he plays football has covered up Trent's flaws, which always get exposed for England, which is why Southgate doesn't want to play him. He doesn't play. He'd rather play Kieran Trippier than Trent Alexander-Arnold. And I'm sorry, bruv, if Trent wasn't at Liverpool, he didn't come up through the ranks, man would be playing for Scunthorpe, bruv. I'm telling you now, he'll be playing for Scunthorpe. I don't care with that defending because it's not good enough at this level and he'll continue. Bruv, when I say Sterling, bruv, Sterling was like, yeah, bruv, I'm taking your phone, I'm taking your wallet, bruv. You know them ones there back in the day when a man used to walk up to people and what you got for me? That's what Sterling was doing to him on Sunday.
TJ is one of them guys, He's
like, what bike? I'm telling you, bruv. The way how Sterling was tearing apart, but the whole back four was getting torn apart. And I understand that Henderson's not a centre back, and Fabinho played in defence. I'm not using him as an excuse. He's played right back and he's played centre back for Monaco. That's not an excuse. And even Andy Robertson. But KA, is it a case of this Liverpool side who have been relentless for the past 3 seasons has now burnt out, and because Jurgen Klopp only has one style of football, it's just a case of my players are burnt out and we just can't keep up the levels that we were going through the past 2 years?
I don't buy that, because everyone has the same number of games. Okay, there's the games in Europe but then so does 3 or 4 other teams playing in Europe as well. So I don't buy that excuse. Everyone has roughly the same amount of games. So why aren't other teams burnt out? As Liverpool say they are. Okay, they play at a fast pace and high intensity, but now that's common in the league now. So everyone's doing it. So that's not an excuse. I just think it's down to the injuries, but I think the bigger picture is Klopp. As I've said in previous videos and discussions, the guy's just lost his smile, and I think that was a big part of Liverpool's morale and feel goodness in terms of as kind of what the Truth alluded to about the mentality. I thought that was a part of it, because last year they enjoyed their football. They're not enjoying it now. They're not having fun anymore, and I think a big part of that is down to Klopp. Like the guy, this is all with respect as well, because the guy just I heard that I don't know how true it was, that he apparently his mother is in Germany. I don't know if you heard it, guys. Heard the story. Apparently his mother is dying in Germany, and he's not allowed to go to go and see his mum, and apparently she's near her death. I heard about that actually. Yeah, that's and apparently mad. People are saying that that's playing a part in it, and why all season he's been on edge, and he's been having referees and reporters, all sorts, because what's been going on back home.
That's mad though, man. That's mad. That's mad.
Because of like Premier League protocols, they're saying that he can't fly out, which I think is crazy.
No, wait. He can fly. I don't think it's Premier League pro. I think it might be something else because Oba went back to Gabon.
Yeah,
no, but it depends on where you're going. Because you got to remember, like a lot of these games now are not because of the way how different countries are. They're not letting us in the country. That's why you got a lot of Champions League games being played in other countries. And I think because even City's game got moved, and that's in Germany. So I think Mr. K is right. I think he's not allowed to go there, which is soul destroying, bro. Because at the end of the day,
so
football aside, it's your mum's your mum.
Listen, apparently, just to confirm, she actually passed away already.
She's already passed away.
And he hasn't been able to go and see.
That's horrible, man.
I misinterpreted it a little bit, but
that's horrible, man.
So apparently he's going through that, and that's why I don't want to knock him too much when I was talking about he's lost his smile. But you can see that it could. I don't know if I'm putting 2 and 2 together and getting 7, but
no, it's 100%, bro. This is mum at the end of the day.
It can. I think it happened to Pep as well earlier in the season.
Oh yeah.
But I think Pep, I don't know if I don't want to say he managed it better, but he disguised it a lot more, because Pep lost his mum early in the season.
He kind of didn't, because obviously City went on that dip. So maybe it's obviously now he's starting to come out of the other side. Maybe that's going to be a case of Liverpool as well, where obviously it's happened recently and he's just got to try and come out the other side. Obviously, banter aside, people, we're not going to get on to people because if they're losing loved ones and that these managers, they're human beings at the end of the day, and they bleed like us, they show emotion like us, and they mourn like us. So irrespective of your views on how good or bad a side is and how good or bad a manager is and how he's acting, we got to be respectful. At the end of the day, this ain't fantasy, this is reality. But sorry, carry on, Skay.
Just to round it off, really, it's just that I somehow Liverpool need to find their smile again, and I think that starts from the top, because it's trickling down. Like we're seeing what's happening with Salah. Salah's not scoring the goals, even though he's still up there as like top. He's the top goal scorer. I know, but he could be scoring so much more. That's the thing of it.
I think Mane's formed more of a concern.
Yeah. But what's interesting?
Just the one that I just mentioned. Like, there's others that are not performing.
You're right. These guys, I remember when they won the title last season, and Gary Neville saying this Liverpool side should dominate for years to come because they're all relatively young. And now we're looking at it thinking, yo, this team needs a revamp. So it's like it's crazy to see, but as I said, it's down to mentality for me. As I said, we know with his whole Motherland thing that could happen, but that side being champions, being a year before Champions League winners, should have galvanized themselves and at the very, very least fight. That City game was just, there was no fight in that Liverpool side. There was zero fighting there. It was like, I know they got the penny to get back on 1-1, but after that, they just wilted. Even in the game, they were, for the first time I've ever seen under Klopp, Liverpool let City have the ball. Without even harrying them, they let City have the ball and said, try break us down. I've not seen Liverpool do that since the days of freaking Rafa. So
when do you ever see Alisson making those kind of mistakes, let alone
exactly?
Yeah. Something needs to change in that Liverpool squad and quickly. As you said, top 4 is not a given. So
they got Jota coming back. He's back in training. Could be back.
I think that'd be huge for them.
It would be, and we'll see what happens with Liverpool. As I said, the only thing I will say out to all those dumb Liverpool fans and then dumb pundits that have the audacity to try and compare this team to the treble winning team of United, bruv. They don't even compare to the team that won in 12-13, bro, in terms of what they've done. And second of all, to have the audacity to compare them to the Chelsea winning team that Mourinho first came under, when you had Terry, Carvalho, Drogba, Duff, Robin, Essien, Makelele, all the man there, and they did the double. Behave yourself. and the audacity to try and compare this Liverpool side to the Invincibles. Are you dumb, bruv? Are you dumb? Like, behave yourself, yeah? Behave yourself. You lot are showing you're a one-man team, innit? Van Dijk or bust. That's it for you. That's it for you. Yeah. Van Dijk or bust, that's it for you. Because no one else ain't doing nothing. You're lucky you got a great manager, or you lot will be back down where you belong in 10th place. Yeah, you're lucky you got a great manager.
TJ letting his Mancunian side come out.
Nah, but even for you lot though, even for you lot, the cheek for them to compare this team to the Invincibles. Disrespectful.
Yeah, I've always said, I'm like, come on, man. Yes, they won the title, but you're always judged on a longer period of time, and
that's it. They need a minimum 3 to 4 years.
And their players are not of the level that those teams' players were. Like, yeah,
maybe not so much a 12, maybe not so much a 12-13, but you know,
even if what
the 12-13.
I will still pick Robin van Persie over Salah or Mane.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, Van Persie was top class. Rooney.
You look at Rio and Vidic.
That partnership was still great. Evra. Yeah, man, that team still had ballers.
That team had ballers still.
You guys are struggling, but don't. I'm talking about you guys. Like, you know, like, unfortunately, the team got helped out really. He was like,
I have to force him that United team because that's the worst team to win the.
It's the worst team to ever win the title.
But still, it's better than the Liverpool side, man. Freaking hell.
That was all Fergie, man. That was all Fergie. Ross, is that the time? I don't know what to do now because, like, we're running out of time, people. We're going to go straight to the preview. Don't worry, you will get your fix. The next one we come on, you will get your fix at Arsenal and Man United.
No. Let's keep Arsenal out for this one.
You will get your fix. I mean, if United lose this weekend, you will definitely get your fix. This show will turn into something different. That background will be coming back if we lose to West Brom in the weekend. That background will be coming back. I'll just let you lot know that from now. But we are going to go. Truth is going to say who won last weekend, and then we're going to bring Mr. KA in on the predictions for this week.
I'm not going to lie. I might need to get serious because TJ won.
Bro, I told you about Spurs, bro. I know I got that one right.
I know. So the Spurs result, he got a perfect result, and you know that was it. It was a very bad weekend for me.
We never got nothing on Saturday.
Yeah, the Arsenal result both got wrong.
Right, Mr.
United,
I let the truth do a you on me, bruv. Like I said United were gonna draw, and this guy made me change my mind and said they were gonna win. But to be fair, I was right because when Pogba was on the pitch, we were winning. When he came off,
you folded, man. Like our good friend Skipper said, man. Like,
bruv, listen, if we had time, the way how I'd rip this team if we had time.
Yeah, it was a very bad weekend for me. I only got the Man City and Chelsea result correct, but you got that perfect result with the Tottenham one, and you got the Chelsea result correct. What did I say for Chelsea? Chelsea, you said 2-0.
Oh.
Yeah, I said 3-0, but yeah, so TJ won that. Unfortunately, he's catching up to me. Very disappointed. I need to start taking it seriously. I might need to start going against my thing about betting against Tottenham.
Nah, keep betting against them. Well, you can definitely bet against them this weekend.
That's true, you know. So this weekend should be calm for me. Anyway, we're gonna start. Yeah, I have it open. We're gonna start first game. Very good game to get us off kicking off with Leicester Liverpool. Let's go to KA for this.
This is the tricky one, I think, because Leicester got Vardy. He played 90 minutes this weekend. No, I think he will start because he came on in the previous game.
Yeah.
He started from the beginning in the FA Cup. And that was against Premier League opposition as well. So started from the start, and so I think he will start in this game as well. It's a 12:30 kickoff, so he's only had a few days rest, but I think he wouldn't have had this many minutes if he wasn't ready.
Yeah.
And Jamie Vardy is a pretty fit guy, and he seems to not kind of suffer from fatigue, especially at his age, as he always said. He said recently, he joked about that he's not a spring chicken anymore. But yeah, so I think, but then there could be a reaction from Liverpool. So I'm thinking this is going to be a cagey one. In terms of the scoreline, I'm going to go for 1-1.
1-1. We're going to call a 1-1 a TJ special. TJ?
I think Liverpool are going to win this one, just because Leicester played 100. Did they play 120 minutes? They played. Was it, or did they finish it? Did they not?
Finished in 90.
Oh,
Is it Iñárritu last minute? Yeah.
Oh, do you know what? To be fair, I flicked it over and it was like 88 minutes. I was like, that's going extra time, and I didn't flip back because obviously the Everton Spurs game was on, and I was just like, yeah, this is a lot better. Oh, they didn't. They went 90 minutes. Okay. I'm gonna go 2-2.
2-2.
That was going to be my scoreline at first as well, 2-2.
2-2. I think there'll be goals in this one, but I don't think no one's going to win it.
Interesting. It's actually a hard one to predict because it's like, no, I'm going to go for Liverpool this one.
Score.
Sorry, who's home? Leicester at home.
Leicester at home.
Yeah, I'm going to go Liverpool. Leicester always, when they have to win, they never really fulfill it. So I'm going to go 2-1 Liverpool.
And also, Justin might be out for Leicester.
Or is he? That's in my fantasy team.
Yeah, but they'll just bring Pereira in, man.
But he's been playing because they've got a few injuries. I think Castaña's out.
So is Castaña out as well?
Yeah, I think so. Pereira's been playing the last couple of games.
Oh, I didn't know Castaña was out as well.
Either Castaña or Fofana's out, one of the two. That's why or maybe even both. That's why Soyuncu's been playing.
I think it's Fofana that's out. I think
Castaña's out as well.
Right. They got that much injuries. Anyway, next game is... Wait, do any of you want to change your thing now that you talked about the injuries?
No, I'll still go 2-2.
No, I was only joking anyway, Truth. Justin's playing.
This guy. City Tottenham, the Saturday late kickoff.
Why, you don't want to talk about Burnley Crystal Palace, no?
It's top 6 picks. Burnley Crystal Palace, Jesus.
Go on.
I'll go for this one.
Yeah,
I'm going to go 3-1 Man City. I think Kane will score. But 3-1 Man City. TJ?
I thought you froze, man. You're so still.
I'm gonna go. This could be a Mourinho masterclass.
Don't leave me that nonsense. What? 11 men, 11 men and the ball boy inside the goal.
I'm gonna go 2-1 City.
No Mourinho masterclass, yeah.
I think I'm gonna go 2-1 City, but I think it's gonna be a tight game.
I'm gonna go 3-1 City because I think City are gonna wanna keep this momentum going, exert some dominance, and also get Tottenham back for their win that they got over them earlier on.
Yeah.
So I think City are gonna 3-1. They're not gonna. They've seen what Mourinho did to them early on in their season.
Yeah.
Just 2 attempts. 2 goals, so they're not going to allow them to do that again.
Yeah. Wait, is Diaz fit though? Did he not? Is he not?
He's touch and go. We don't know yet.
Okay. Next game, West Brom United. I think this is going to be easy. KA.
Are you recording these?
Yeah.
Are you like noting them down?
Yeah. Truth is writing them down.
Okay, cool. Also, United. West Brom. That's on Sunday. West Brom at home. Big Sam. You know what? Yeah.
Come on, man.
All this talk about Big Sam when coming back to West Brom. I don't think we've seen one Big Sam performance. So man. It's annoying me so much, man. Back in the day against Arsenal, man, like they made out like he had a hoodoo over Arsenal. The media blew it up so much. But anyway, I think Man United should win this. I'm gonna go 3-0.
3-0.
Yeah, convincing win. Fernandes plays well away from home.
TJ.
Come on, don't TJ. You know this is West Brom, one of the worst teams in the league. With Big Sam, don't say 1-1 or don't say 1-0. Please. This guy is fighting it. Every urge in his bone, like to not say something negative, bro.
I was gonna say 1-1.
Ole at the wheel, man. Come on.
Listen, I really want to say 1-1. I really want, bro. No
scoring, bro.
No Pogba. No Pogba. No Bailly.
Right, you got
it's gonna be Fred and McMayonnaise.
Wow, the other day you guys were telling me how great Fred was.
On that
last
Fred,
video, bro.
Fred, Pogba, and Bruno is great. Not Fred and McMayonnaise.
Right, if Fred was as good as you guys are making now, yeah, he could play against anyone.
No, he can play.
Play alongside anyone.
Mr. K, I think you're forgetting the what I'm saying here. Like, Fred isn't the problem. It's McMayo, bruv. But they're gonna gas him up because he scored 2 goals. But McMayo is the problem.
He's the main guy at the moment.
I'm gonna go 1-0 United.
I thought that second one was coming. I was going to get up and walk away.
I'm not gonna lie. My initial thing was 4-0 United, but TJ reminded me that Pogba's not playing.
It's West Brom.
I know, but
it's West Brom, but it's Ole, bruv.
United don't.
If it was Poch, I'd be saying 4-0 comfortably, but it's Ole.
Oh, Man United are. Have you seen where Ole's got you in the Premier League? By the way, have you?
Mr. K, you want me to strangle you through the Zoom, bruv? I swear to God, honestly.
I'm gonna go 2-0.
Yes.
I think Bruno's been looking tired recently. I think West Brom are gonna play like West Brom, 11 men and Big Sam in the goal. And I think United are gonna get 2 late goals. I might be wrong, they might blow them away, but I don't know. United have an issue breaking down the low block.
Exactly.
Big game. Arsenal Leeds.
Oh, I can't wait for this game. It's gonna be a great game.
We hope so.
Should be a cracker. I don't know what to predict with us, to be honest.
But who's really scoring our goals apart from Saka? Who's really scoring? Obviously, Lacazette's been getting. He's only been getting on the end of Saka.
We haven't been playing poorly. It's just I don't know, man. We have to freaking hope that we don't get another bad refereeing decision. The Arsenal conspiracy.
The Arsenal conspiracy is coming in the next one, people. We're supposed to do it today.
It's real. I'm gonna go. Let's go a crazy game. Let's go 3-2 Arsenal.
That was gonna be my initial response until I thought about it, and I thought, actually, who's scoring for Arsenal? But then again, it's Leeds. They just play open game.
Exactly.
Game. So I'm gonna go with my initial. Your scoreline. It made me think, okay, I'm going to go with my initial scoreline as well, which was 3-2 as well. 3-2 Arsenal. To Arsenal.
TJ?
I think it's going to be 2-1 to Arsenal.
Really? You're not going to go 2-2?
No, I think it's going to be 2-1.
Fair enough.
Come on, you Gunners.
Last game, Rash and Tooth's team. Chelsea and Newcastle.
Callum Wilson's out for 8 weeks, bro.
Yeah, I want to say it's over, but they got man like St. Maximus.
St. Maxi's back, bro.
Man like Joe Willock and Amaral. Joe Willock and Amaral.
This guy. St. Maxi's gonna send for you, bro.
You saw the goals, like he sent for the Sunderland fans.
Go on, KA. How do you have a first crack at this?
So who's it again? Newcastle, Chelsea.
Chelsea at home.
Chelsea win 2-1.
2-1.
Amaran's getting on the score sheets.
DJ.
I think it's going to be 3-1 Chelsea. St. Maxi is going to show a masterclass and get his transfer moved back to a bigger club after this game, bruv.
I'm not fully convinced by Tuchel and Chelsea, to be honest.
I'm not yet either.
But I just don't think Newcastle are that good.
Bruce is getting death threats, bruv.
That's what I'm saying.
A certain
Tooth's been sending.
Tooth's been sending. People, I tell you this from now, if Tooth comes on here and talks about football, bruv, that's going to be it for Steve Bruce as manager of Newcastle. We saw what he did. We saw what he did to Frank Lampard.
Exactly.
For him, it's not long, bruv. He's got them connections.
He made the phone call like live on air.
For this game, you know what? Newcastle surprised me. I'm gonna go 1-1.
That would be your surprise.
I'm gonna go 1-1 Newcastle. St. Maximum's gonna run riot against whoever he's up against. Callum Hudson-Odoi, he plays right wing back.
Yeah, he played the other game. He played.
I think Reece James will start. I don't think he's that stupid. I think don't think he's that stupid to play Hudson-Odoi against St. Maxi.
You know what? I'm being ridiculous. I'm gonna go 2-0 Chelsea.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 2-0 Chelsea. Yeah, 2-0 Chelsea. Even though I'm not convinced by them, 2-0 Chelsea. I don't. Newcastle without Wilson, they got what? Andy Carroll,
Mandy, and
they'll play Amaron.
This guy keeps on saying Almond. Stop just mentioning names.
And also they've got what's his name again? Joelinton. Because they brought him on last time.
Oh my days, Joelinton.
No, I'm not even joking, but that's who they brought on Joelinton when Wilson went off.
Yeah, I know. Truth is that it for the predictions?
That's all the games for now.
What that is it, people. You've
Before we
heard
go,
it.
fans, down below, let us know your predictions and or if you agree with any of the predictions. I don't know. Some people come up with some crazy scorelines, so in the past, so they need to be pulled out.
No, 100%, people. 100%. Let us know what your predictions are. Let us know what you think of Saint Maxi, bruv, and how great he is going to be. And let us know.
I don't hate Maxi. I actually do not hate Saint Maxi.
This guy called Saint Maxi Trevino 2.0, bruv.
No,
which is that's disrespect.
Do you know what?
That's disrespect.
You know, the reason where that Trevino 2.8 came from was when he was linked with Arsenal. And
why though?
That's why, because he's not levels like that, basically.
What do you mean he's not? He is levels.
That's literally what it is. Like at Newcastle, yeah, bro, he's great. I actually love him at Newcastle, but not at Arsenal.
Why not?
That's where it comes. That's where
you wouldn't pick St. Maxi over Will.
Well, there's not that much. That's not that much of a competition, really.
Oh, you're taking the piss.
So if
you're taking the piss,
like name another player, then it'll be like no straight away.
Well, St. Maximum is a reincarnation of.
That's a maximum.
St. Maximus is the reincarnation of Ronaldinho.
Oh my god.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
And you guys say that I'm trolling.
This guy.
I'm not serious, bro.
Anyway, we could say so much more, people, but we've got to wrap up here. As I said, let us know in the comments what your predictions are. Let us know what you think of Liverpool. Let me know if you think the title race over with City. Let us know what you think about the government and social media, and let us know what you think about the standard of refereeing. And as usual, before we go, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Get it.
If you like what we're talking about, what we're doing, help us out with a like.
Yeah, help us out with that, and also leave comments in there and ask us, put in there what you want us to talk about. Trying to get this going.
We've just created a new Instagram account. So again, if you like what we Should I be saying this?
What's this guy?
I mean, this guy's trying to do my job, bro.
I know, like, flipping out.
Oh man, I saw myself in the team. Sorry.
No, it's all love, Mr. K. It's all love. But as Mr. KA said,
He's like, looking at me like, wow, I thought I wasn't supposed to be saying that. Like, I just let the cat.
I'm looking at him like, wow, man, this guy's cutting in, trying to steal CJ's job. Like.
People, let us know in the comments. Do you want Mr. KA to host the next? That's all right.
Yes, people, we're back again with the Knightz at the Round Table.
Let us know. But as Mr. KA was saying, jump on the Instagram page. There's going to be a lot more content coming out on there. Jump on the Facebook page as well. You can see all our previous content. It's going to be down below in the description. I want to say thank you very much to my guys, The Truth and Mr. KA. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Nice, man. Peace.
Don't forget, we're going to have another review and preview show. It's episode every Thursday. So much more content to come out. We're going to have a UFC review of Usman Benz as well. We couldn't get the preview on because the Nate Diaz of dentistry, unfortunately, he's been busy with his dentistry work. But don't worry, people, you will be getting your MMA review in the upcoming days, as well as the look at the next UFC event, which is going to be absolutely stacked alongside Bellator. And yes, you will get your Australian Open content as well. That is going to be coming. It's probably going to be with us three as well. So don't worry. There's so much more coming this year. We're going hard and we're putting the work in. So make sure you show our appreciation and your love. But again, finally, thank you to my guys, The Truth and KA.
No, can I say something? Say something?
Yeah.
We need an NBA talk as well because Lakers nearly slept on OKC. They nearly slept on OKC. They just about.
Oh my days!
Oh my days!
Get out here, man!
They just about.
This is why he doesn't host the Knightz at the Round Table.
Just about, yeah.
Oh my days!
Guy
made Marion.
It might be below me. Yeah. I don't know if he's going to come out of that after the edit, but. His bike nearly slept on OKC, by the way.
Honestly.
He beat us by 1 point.
But a win is a win. But yes, people, make sure you stay safe, keep your family safe. Hopefully, we're coming to the end of the tunnel with this Rona, and we'll be back out again. And as I said, when we're back out, you'll see us doing much more content together, and it's going to be absolutely fire. But take care of yourself, people. See you soon. Peace.
Yes.